This is car news. So this week there was a guy at Mercedes and he was like, yo, this new car that we've made, the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series. Yeah, well, can we try to do the best time possible on the Nürburgring with it? And the engineers were like, no. But the guy was like, yes. So the engineers were like, okay. So they went to the famous track and they were like, vroom, vroom. And they beat the lap record for a production car. So the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ was like, now I'm second and I'm sad. So since then, the SVJ has been seeing a therapist to deal with his depression. And even with a wet track and non-ideal conditions, the Mercedes AMG car beat the SVJ by 1.5 seconds with a time of 6 minutes and 43.6 seconds. And now the only thing wet is the tears of the SVJ. But what's even more impressive is that the car had an average speed of 184 kilometers per hour and a peak speed of 311 kilometers per hour on a track that looks like this. Now that's even more impressive than that time I was asleep for 28 hours straight, which was already quite impressive. You know hackers, right? The bad guys, right? Well, this time there was a researcher, hacker, and he was like, how could I find a way to steal a Tesla Model X, which are worth up to $160,000, but then not do it and tell Elon about it? So that's exactly what he did. He found a way to hack a $160,000 car in less than 6 minutes with computer hardware items that only cost him $300. I repeat, a $300 investment to get $160,000 in 5 minutes. And the guy, who must be a saint, was like, nah, I'll tell Elon. Now that's a great guy. I bet this guy is the kind of guy to open a door and wait for you to get to the door, even if you're like 60 feet from the door. He must also be the kind of guy to say sorry to the person that spilled his hot coffee on him because he made him lose $2. And that's also the kind of guy to ask consent before killing someone in Call of Duty. What I'm trying to say is that he's like the best version of a human that could exist. Like $300 to get $160,000. That's a 533,330% return on investment in 5 minutes. Anyways, that being said, I wouldn't do it either, because at Rev Media, we're good people. Very good people. Just a quick reminder that if you don't like and subscribe, you should, because that helps us a lot with the YouTube algorithm, I guess. Look, I've been told that it helps, so please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon when you subscribe so that you never miss an upload. And if you don't do these things, I'll get up from my desk, I'll drive to your house, I'll open a window during the night, I'll take your phone and I'll do it myself. So do it, please. Love ya. Are you seriously watching Netflix without a VPN from ExpressVPN? You know that you're actually losing by doing so, right? Because for only $8 per month more, you get like 6 times more movies and TV shows. Plus, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what do you have to lose here? Like for real. There's a link in the description that if you buy one, it supports the channel and you don't have to pay a cent more by doing so. So if you want to fully take advantage of your Netflix account while supporting Rev Media, then click the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video. Then GMC was like, let's tease them a little bit with our only project that took off since, well, Elon and his electricity stuff came out. So during an investor video, they were like, let's put an enormous Hummer SUV behind the guy that's talking so that it's subtle. So that's what they did. Now this enormous electric Hummer will arrive in 2023, which isn't a long time. Like Elon by that time will probably not care about electricity anymore. I bet he's going to make cars that are powered by like, I don't know, like Mars juice, I guess. But yeah, that's GMC's plan. It'll be priced around $75,000, so like 16,763 6-inch subways. But the negative side of buying the EV Hummer is that you cannot eat it. Well, at least, I think. I've never actually tried, but I assume it's not possible. Actually, I don't know anymore. I might have to try it. But if we come back to not eating an electric SUV part, GMC was like, hey, you know what's better than a 2-motor setup? A 3-motor setup. So yeah, both these motor setups will eventually be available. Then, also this week, the CEO of Maserati was like, yeah, so we noticed that people think that 2020 sucks. So what if we did a car from the 90s? Right, guys? Then everyone was gone because they thought he was crazy, but they did his idea anyways. You know why? Because he's the CEO, and that's what CEOs do. They decide. So the project is basically, I know it's like illegal to say that, but the project is basically a DeLorean look-alike. Dang, I actually said that. But yeah, it's the truth. It looks like the DeLorean's younger sibling, but in 2020 with the original looks, and it's made by Maserati. As for the engine, it's expected to have the Shamal's original twin-turbo 3.2-liter V8 under the hood. But hey, it's 2020 after all. Anything can happen. Then Honda was like, hey guys, you know what? We already did 10 different generations of the Civic. Well, what if we did another one? And people were like, yeah, cool. So they did it. And they released the first images this week. Honestly, it looks more like if an orange had a baby with an Audi than an actual Civic, but hey, it's 2020 after all. Anything can happen. And then, lurking in the distance, there was a strange figure. It looked like an abandoned concept, a thing of the past, you know? Then it came forward and everybody knew what it was. It was a clutch pedal. And everyone was like, whoa. But then Honda was like, no, you guys misunderstood us. To get the manual transmission, you have to get the SI or the Type R. But people were like, doesn't matter, man. It's the only good news that we got from 2020. Then also this week, I read an article saying that the normal Mercedes Maybach S580 made its debut this week. Which, I don't know why I read this article, as I only have $28 in my bank account, and this car is at least $200,000, so yeah. But basically, that's not even the best Mercedes Maybach that's coming. There's another one that will eventually be more luxurious. But like I really don't comprehend how it could be more luxurious. This car has a champagne cooler with sterling silver champagne flutes, which I don't even know what that is. That's how much this car is luxurious. But I did some research, and those champagne flutes are like $200 to $300. That's 133 6-inch Subways for 2 glasses. That's a month and a half of food for 2 small glasses. Yeah, it's official. There's people out there that are too rich. This car also makes 500 horsepower with its V8 and 48-volt hybrid system. But for the even richer, there's a version that's going to have a twin-turbo V12. And my girlfriend says that bigger isn't always better. But then there was an even cooler car coming in 2021. It's called the Artura, McLaren Artura. Have you seen the pictures? This car looks mean. In fact, it looks even meaner than a Karen that wants to talk to the manager. That's how mean it looks. But you know McLaren, they only want to do the best of the best. Okay, I know that McLaren is not Italian, but you have to admit that's what they're trying to do. So by only wanting the best of the best, their new supercar will have a hybrid V6 engine and a carbon fiber body. Now that's a reason to want 2021 to begin as soon as possible. It will probably make around 600 horsepower, which is like the number that you get if you multiply 300 by 2. Whoa, that's cool. And then, also this week, in a less powerful way, I present you the Nissan 400Z. I mean, the Subaru BRZ, with its powerful 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine making 228 horsepower, it will now be able to keep up with the best of the best skateboarders. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is it's still very slow. But hey, at least you can go slow, but in manual? So that's got to count for something, right? Anyways, bye. Love you guys.